What inspired me to work with mortgages? My mother did. My mother's been in finance for the better part of 30 years. And as a single black woman in South Carolina, she always knew she wanted to be a mother first. She's big into her religious faith. She told me when she was pregnant with me, she prayed to God that He provide a way for her to make full-time income on part-time hours. Long story short, He did just that. I left active duty in the military back in 2016 and joined the reserves. And I was bouncing from job to job when she invited me to come work for her at her brokerage as a processor. I really didn't understand the work. I didn't understand what anything meant. I was just following her instructions and pushing the paper where it needed to go. One day she had a closing and told me that it would make so much more sense if I could just go to the closing as a witness for the attorney. Her client at the time was a Hispanic couple with 3 beautiful little girls. They were buying this beautiful property in Goose Creek, lots of space, and even an in-ground pool in the backyard. At the time, I had a 1-year-old daughter and a son on the way. I don't know why, but I was absolutely terrified all the way up until the closing happened. I guess if anyone had a question for the lender or about the terms, I had no clue what I was going to tell them, and I didn't want to look like an idiot in the room. Even though she'd already briefed the clients on what to expect, I was still pretty nervous. Anyways, as the closing took place, I couldn't help but notice the husband. The attorney was going through this mountain of documents and explaining every page, but the husband didn't take his eyes off his wife except for a moment when he was told to sign a paper. It was his expression. This guy had the look of a man who had made a serious accomplishment. He had committed to a plan, he upheld a promise, and his energy was just oozing with pride. His body language said, "Baby, I told you we would have our own home, and now we do. I told you we would do this, and we did." It was written all over him. He was so proud that day. I had never experienced pride to that degree for myself, much less be in the same room with the guy that was having that moment in real time. But let me tell you something. Pride is contagious, because in that moment, it dawned on me. Everything I had done, all of the menial desk work that I had been doing was setting up the client for this moment. This guy organized his taxes, fixed his credit. It took him 2 years. He budgeted his finances. He saved his money. And that day, he was able to reap the fruits of his labor. And not just for him, it was for his family. That day, the spark was lit, and nothing could have ever happened to put it out. I wanted to be a part of someone's journey. I wanted to be there the day that they win, and win big, to tell them, "Congratulations, you're now a homeowner." This industry has its ups and downs. It's literally feast or famine at times. I've had seasons where I had $0 made for consecutive months, and I've had months where I've done exceptionally well. But regardless of how good or bad it got, I had never forgotten that feeling. The feeling of helping someone, the feeling of passing on the information to folks who don't know what I know, so that they can make their lives better. And that's what inspires me.